What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And like I said, man, I kind of almost wanted to retire from this blog shit, this Chicago shit, this rap promoting shit, this interviewing shit. I kind of felt like the game was full of snakes. You know, I didn't feel real well about the Mubu Krump shit. Even though I didn't know him personally, I had plenty of conversations with him. He was like one of the first people to reach out to me. Actually, I reached out to him. He was one of the first people to actually go along with the reach out. You get what I'm saying? And he gave me a lot of good advice in his blog shit too. I was actually supposed to interview Mubu Krump 2 days before he was killed in the city of Chicago due to gun violence. Sick situation, and the ZackTv shit really had me with the heavy heart. But actually, I still got the teary eye. You want to know the truth, because he was a good dude. He showed love to a lot of people, man. You got to understand, ZackTv had on different pair of glasses, man. Everybody was cool. He seen good in everybody, even internet niggas. You get what I'm saying? Plenty of times he hit me up. We had conversations, man. This man was willing to give me interviews free, promote me. He name dropped me in all kind of interviews he did with people. He was a good dude. So it was things made me want to stop. I noticed a lot of shit in Chicago though while I was chilling and really stopped doing interviews for a minute. I noticed Lil Fo starting to do his thing on this music side, kind of taking a chance to rap a route. You get what I'm saying? Kind of the same route Bump J taking getting out of jail. Not so much fucking with the Chicago street blog shit. I'm not saying that's a bad look or a good look. I'm just saying he taking a different route. I believe he wants the music business to take him serious. So he fucking with, you know what I'm saying, rappers, and he doing interviews with like bigger sites. He not really fucking with the underground scene as much. And remember, it's a lot of people with the salty taste in their mouth because they feel like Lil Fo kind of changed on them. But he been doing this thing. New mixtape getting ready to drop. I know this kind of like the fall of Team 600. I can't really say they falling off all the way because they got rappers like Breezy who doing it, but I do think them not taking care of the young people, not showing them a better way. When Rondo and Cdai get locked up, the kicking out of Tay600, the passing the LA Capone, I think that crippled Team 600. This is a young people's game. You get what I'm saying? The older people like Cdai and Young Famous, don't get me wrong, they set trends, but they more like go along with them. The younger people, the ones who buying this music, who download. So I feel like when they didn't promote the younger people like they should have, that's what kind of pushed them down. I noticed Chief Keef kind of have a fall too. Remember, this guy's the influence. He the reason everybody act like they act. But for some strange reason, I don't think he take this music shit serious. This guy should be big like Drake, rocking stadiums, the United Center, Soldier Field. But instead, it looks like he one of those guys who ready to sell out a show at Adriana's, a club structure. No disrespect. I think Chief is big when it comes to this music shit and marketing, but I don't think he put enough mental structure into his own brand. This guy should be huge. I think Chief Keef should be like Jay-Z, but instead it seems like he move around more on the local artist side. He done took a lot of losses in his style, his flow. Everything about him has been mimicked and shoplifted from a whole bunch of rappers in the industry. So it's kind of hard to miss Chief Keef when everybody who dropping sound like him. You get what I'm saying? And remember, this guy's lost a lot of people in the music business. Cousins, friends, and all kind of shit, including Fredo Santana. We all know about that. That shit kind of hit me crazy when Fredo died because nobody seen that. Fredo wasn't dissing the ops. Fredo wasn't doing none. But when Life Head took him, that kind of had everybody realize that, hey, this shit is serious. There was rumors that maybe the Lean could have did it. I can't verify that 100%, so I'm not going to put that out in the air. But I can say that a lot of people were saying that happened. Even though I still see Keith and Tato them with Sprite bottles and 3-4 cups together and shit in their music videos. So I'm not sure if anybody took their advice and stopped doing that shit, but I want to send an RIP to Fredo. That kind of shocked the city of Chicago. G Herbo been coming up too. I noticed that this dude is almost to the point where I want to call him like a real rapper. You get what I'm saying? Even though he come from the local scene, he's moving around like one of these rappers like the Migos and shit. It's kind of like people taking him serious, even though we all knew what he had in the city of Chicago. And it's a guy who did it right. Even though he had the drill flow, he always put bars first, him and Bibby. So it wasn't hard to tell that they had talent. So I support that. You get what I'm saying? Him and his girl be wild as hell on the gram though. They be goddamn it cutting up, but you can tell that's black love. So I support everything G Herbo got going on. He had a crazy freestyle on the internet that went viral. I think that kind of helped push them up too. He said Drake told him to do that song and turn it into a song. So I think that was dope when he blew up. Shout out Cloud Boys. I'm going to get Cloud Boys a look on this too, because they've been doing this shit for a long time, especially Billionaire Black and FBG Cash Out, Dutchy, and Young Go Dumb and all of them. Shout out Wooski too. He's starting to do his things with the computer. That shit went crazy as hell, even though he name dropped a lot of people and got a lot of people upset with that song and shit. It did crazy on the views. I think they starting to get a look because of FBG blowing up, and he didn't do it the fake way. He blew up and he putting his homies on, because I think that's how you supposed to do it, especially when Famous Dex got on and started saying he didn't know who the Clout Boys was and he didn't know about none of that shit. So I respect their movement. They struggled for a long time. I don't think they where they need to be at, but the fact that they getting that look, Young just had a video do 1 million views. Everybody doing millions, so I think it's dope. One thing I do want to say is Brick Squad. I think Brick Squad should be bigger than what they is, especially being the clique of JoJo. I clearly think they were blackballed in the music business by Chief Keef, because people in the industry became friends with Keef. Meek Mills became friends with Dirk and all kind of shit, and I'm pretty sure they not for to sign nobody who Keef and Dirk and them telling them stories while they smoking blunts, how they used to shoot at them and all kind of shit like that. So I think they was just blackballed because Keef and them made it first. Clearly, Swag should be up there just off the strength of who his brother is. P. Rico didn't have features from niggas all in the music business. Killer Kells is well known, even though he locked up right now. Smiles is legendary. When you ask me, he one of the fathers of the drill movement. So I think he don't get enough respect in his music business. I don't think, R.I.P. to Smiles too. I just don't think they get no respect. Famous Dex, what to say, the guy blew up and just, he doing this shit, man. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Famous Dex. I do want to give a look to Lil Chris K-Town, because I think he blowing up now because of his talent. It got nothing to do with gang fights. It got nothing to do with gang wars. It got nothing to do with doing that bullshit. It's strictly off his talent. You can tell that he a songwriter. His music sounds radio ready. You get what I'm saying? Stay the fuck from around me with them bad vibes. I think he radio ready, while a lot of people are spitting that. I come around it, then I lay him down it, and I get to pound it, and all that bullshit, that type of flow. I think he coming with a ready-made flow. So I think we got to give him a look and say, I've been noticing what he been doing. Shout out FBG Duck. The guy got the deal. We all knew he was going to get the deal. I was one of the first people saying, I seen this guy blowing up, doing 20, 30 million views without World Star pumping him out on Instagram, without Baller Alert, without Shade Room, without none of those top platforms. He did that strictly off him, dependent off his grind. So I want to shout him out. And he been showing love to his people too. You know what I'm saying? He been putting his homies on. I heard he kind of got them a distribution deal too. And remember, 6ix9ine, we seen your punk ass try to get some clout off of Duck when you started doing that Chicago bullshit, but we ain't gonna say nothing. Shout out Duck. It seemed like he ain't falling for none of that shit. I wish he could stay away from the Chicago shit so much, because he be out there a lot, and that kind of give me the cringy face, like, bro, you don't need to be out there that much. So those like my picks when it come to this shit. It's a lot of people I wanted to name on here, but those are the guys I've been seeing doing this music shit lately, and a lot of things I want to touch on why I've been away from this blog shit. I want y'all to know though that I'm dropping an interview every day of the year. I'm coming with them exclusive interviews. I think later on today I'm gonna drop L Hitler, and that's an upcoming rapper from the west side of Chicago. He been blowing up